Greetings fellow tank commanders. In this video I'm going to be showing you a really awesome game that I played with the VK45.02B. This is a tier 9 German tech tree heavy tank and it's fully upgraded with the 12.8 centimeter cannon. Please note that this game was played just before the armor changes in update 4.1. The game I'm playing is a standard battle on Komarin with tier 10 as the top tier and no artillery. For this game I'm platooned up with Cowboy Arizona, who is in the tier 9 Batchat medium tank. My tank is equipped with a gun rammer, vertical stabilizer, and improved ventilation. And I'm using my most experienced German crew, which has 16 crew skills and perks. I've started off the game going to the center of the map, hoping to get some close quarters fighting and take a key position, but the enemy has not sent anyone over here to contest it, and so I get some nice early game sniping opportunities. I didn't want to stay in that position any longer, since the targets were now hidden and I know that the Jagdpanzer E100's over there, so I don't want to take a shot from him early in the game. Now, usually with this heavy tank, I like to fight at a much shorter distance, but unfortunately the game didn't play out like that and it would be rather useless for me to try to reposition at this stage in the game, and this center area can be such a key position to control. I'm noticing here that the enemy is really extending on the western flank, so I'm going to reposition to try to repel any assault moves that they make. This ends up being a fantastic location for me, and I arrive just at the right time to get some very easy side shots. Even though the enemy's already spotted me out here, I'm not worried about taking a shot from these heavy tanks because we've got them in a nice crossfire. And look at this FV215B out in the open for me to shoot. Oh yeah, burn baby burn. I'm having some good RNG with these shots since the enemy is about 300 meters away, and I definitely wouldn't classify this as a sniper tank, but things are working out quite well here and I haven't even had to switch off my regular AP rounds. Another heat-seeking shot to the lower plate of that E75 and he's left on almost no hit points. I've also been able to bounce a few shots here and I'm making sure to keep rolling back and forth so that the enemy doesn't get an easy lock on me. Finally, RNG starts to catch up with me here, and that's a bounce off the side of that tank's turret. And at this point in the game, I was kind of wishing that I had run chocolate on this tank, because waiting for this tank to reload when there's so many good targets here is very frustrating. So close to destroying that heavy tank, but my teammate tank destroyer manages to get it right before I do. At this point I was considering repositioning, since the enemies pulled back quite a bit and they seem to have learned their lesson, but I would hate to leave when 3 tanks are on low hit points. My patience paid off there and I managed to destroy the FV215B, and that's my first kill of the game. I wasn't even going to waste a shot on that Jagdpanzer E100. I only have an AP round in and his tank is perfectly angled, so I can't really imagine a situation where a shot would penetrate him there. Besides, my platoon mate had warned me that the enemy was making some good progress on the eastern flank. But before I can get to that, I have a medium tank that's invading my territory here. I was hoping to get a surprise free shot on that tier 10 medium tank, but end up just trading. And I was extremely worried here that he would just end up swarming me with his autoloader clip, and so I called for help here so that my teammate snipers would be ready for a possible target. And I'm going to keep my large repair kit just in case a more important module gets damaged when that medium tank charges, because I do not want to be fighting with a damaged ammo rack for the rest of the game when it's still quite close. Uh-oh, here comes that medium tank rush we were expecting. But what is he doing? He's driving right past me and I missed my panic shot, and he just runs right into my teammates. Wow, I'm not really sure what to say about that move. And now that the threat of more module damage is gone with the bat chat, I'm repairing my engine so I can get back into the fight. I'm out of my regular AP rounds and on the APCR shells, which is going to be quite useful for fighting some of these more heavily armored tanks over here, because we've got a Jagdpanzer E100, an E100, and an E75, and they're all at a lower elevation than me, so it's going to be a little difficult to target their weak spots. I rushed my shot here on the Centurion, but I thought it was worth it because he was ridgeline peeking, and so I figured he would only be up for a second. Oh, what a lucky shot on the commander's hatch of that Jagdpanzer E100. Truthfully, I wasn't expecting that one to hit. Having a rear-mounted turret makes this a little bit awkward here because I want to sneak a shot in on that Centurion, but I have to expose so much of my tank to do it. That's another great shot in and an important bounce. I was waiting for an opportunity like this. All the enemies I'm fighting are distracted, and so I can sneak a shot in on that Centurion. And it hits just a small portion of his side hull which is showing. Oh yeah, that's another fire on a tier 10 tank, and I'm thinking that his automatic fire extinguisher just saved him there. It took a lot of restraint for me not to just drive forward and try to ram or crush that E75 in front of me, but if I did, I would be taking my tank out of a very key tactical position and would potentially expose me to some crossfires. But when I saw my medium tank teammate moving forward, I wanted to try to help him out since he was on low hit points. But it didn't work out there and I get hit by the Object 430, and my teammate Object 430 ends up drowning himself, which is a real waste at this stage in the game. Wow, that Object 430 managed to go through my front armor twice, but he is just sitting there waiting for a punishment. Ah, revenge is sweet. Even though I've been active for so much of this game, that's only the second tank I've managed to destroy, but I know I've already got a great amount of damage and block damage here. I was trying to bait out the enemy E100 here by making it appear that I was going to overextend on the E75. He's being very patient and I can't take too many chances here because we are both one-shots. So I'm going to have to spot him out and shoot faster than he does. Oh yeah, that's another tier 10 down. I was lucky that that shot just went into my track, but I fired in time that even if he had have destroyed me, I would have still gotten my killing shot in. Now I can finally go after that E75, which has been baiting me for so long. My teammate STI is also going to move with me off to my left. Oh yeah, ramming speed. No, 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 no. I bounced my shot and missed the ram. That is a super fail right there. Fortunately, the E75 is focused on my teammate, which means I can easily fix my mistake without taking any damage. Yes, I got him. That was my plan the whole time. Now I need to get out of this river and hunt down the Waffenträger off E100. I've got my HE shells loaded for maximum damage on that soft turret armor. I took a second here to decide which direction to go in and wipe a little bit of the sweat off of my controller. But now it's time to hunt the last enemy. I was pretty sure here that the enemy tank destroyer would have taken up a position defending his base from the corner off to my left, and that was a terrible thing to assume. And I was really surprised when he appeared off to my right. I took a bad hit in the side there, but I'm diving for cover instead of just rotating my hull. I'm in full panic mode here. I've got no hit points left, and I've got one of the scariest autoloaders in the game charging me. He's not stopping to aim, and I'm shaking my turret. No way he's gonna go through me. And yes, it looks like his clip's empty, and instead of running away, he's charging me, going for the ram kill. Thank you, controlled impact. Wow, I thought I was done for there, but now I've got a long time that I can just shoot HE shells into him. Why this tank didn't stop to aim or wait till he got shots on my side is one of the great mysteries of World of Tanks. Hanging on with the last of my hit points, the Waffenträger off E100 is down. That was a little too close for my liking. Now let's check the post-game stats and see how I did. For this game, I earned 38,000 silver with 10,000 from the Iron Will op, remembering that I fired a lot of APCR shells and used my large repair kit. I earned 7,314 experience with the 2x daily bonus. In this game, I dealt an insane 9,125 damage, assisted with 372 damage, and destroyed 5 enemies while blocking 8,070 damage. That is just fantastic. This earned me High Caliber, Steel Wall, Cool Headed, Confederate, and unfortunately only a Mastery Badge First Class for that. It would have been nice to add a Top Gun to that collection, but I missed that kill early in the game by just a half a second. I placed at the top of my team, earning a base XP of 2,438. I believe that's the highest I've got with a tier 9 so far. I managed to hit 24 of my 32 shots and penetrate 20 of those. Not bad for a sniping heavy tank, and at the end of the game I only had 4 rounds left, 2 HE and 2 APCR. I want to point out that I bounced 14 shots in this game, and a lot of those were from tier 10 tanks. In terms of crew and module damage, I damaged the engine in the E75, destroyed the fuel tank in the FV215B, destroyed the fuel tank and injured the gunner in the Object 430, and damaged the gun in the Waffenträger off E100. I'm so happy to get such a large amount of damage and block damage with the VK45.02B. I've really enjoyed using the tank and I'm happy to have such a successful battle with it. A lot of things had to go my way in order to get results like this. First of all, no artillery in the game. Second, I managed to take up a key position on the map, which gave me side shots on a lot of the enemies. There weren't any large tanks using HE or HESH rounds. I was getting a steady stream of tactical data from my platoon mate during the second half of the game, which saved me time from studying the tactical situation and allowed me to just use my damage potential. I was lucky enough to bounce the majority of the shots that hit my front, and of course I was lucky to survive that barrage of fire from the Waffenträger off E100 at the end, which allowed me to counter and get 1,714 damage in the late game. Overall, it was a great game. Stay tuned for more awesome World of Tanks videos.